I'm Gerva Aritz with video number 11 on the Kedushat Levi's commentary on Parashat Beresheis. V'nimsa kesha Hashem yitbarak meir ve'sholeach b'machshavto he'ara zot, and therefore when Hashem yitbarak illuminates and sends forth in one's thoughts this illumination, az magia elav simcha kesha oved Elohei ha-Elohim. Then there approaches in his upon the person joy when they serve the God, their God, the ha-Elohim. Aval kesha mistakel b'machshavto begadlut Hashem yitbarak. But when one ponders carefully in their thoughts on the greatness of Hashem yitbarak, az tehei sham ra'ada, then there will be in that place trepidation. Lifnei mihu oved, before who does one serve? Lifnei mihu medaber, before who does one speak? Velifnei mihu yoshev, and before who does one sit? Va'az diboro utafilato be'ema ve'yir'ah uvevusha, and then one will speak and pray with awe and fear and with a sense of shame or embarrassment. Vegam kesha Hashem yitbarach noten la'adam tova, and then when Hashem yitbarach gives to a person goodness, kevan shero'eh sheHashem yitbarach notem tova, and so when that person sees that Hashem yitbarach has given them goodness, ve'chol hatovot hu me'et haborei baruch hu, and all the goodnesses that come from haborei baruch hu, yachshav be'dato, that they will think in their thoughts, kevan shehamelech gadol mistakel bo ve'osei mo tovo, that they will think in their thoughts that the great king is paying attention, examining them carefully in them, and does goodness with them. Yesh lo l'adam lebush re'ada ol takein ma'asav. Then there will be in that person a embarrassment and a trepidation, and they will have the thought to repair their works. Lehit bayesh b'ma'asav or halbish et atzmo b'midat habusha, to be embarrassed with their works and to clothe themselves with the attribute of shame. Kevan shehamelech gadol mistakel bo ve'osei mo tova, because the great king examined his inside of him and did goodness for them. Starting a new section here, Vezel Fein Hasheni, and this is the second teaching. Bi makom gila sham tehei ra'ada. In the place of joy there is also trepidation. V'amar hakatuf, as it says in the writing, ve'choshech al panei tehom, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Ki tehom nikra mekor hashefa, for the deep is called the source of the Shefa. This morning I had a little bit of revelation, because when we said V'choshech al panei tehom, we had the idea that because darkness was over the deeps, that there was something bad about the deeps, and that's not the case. Because ki tehom nikra mekor hashefa, the deeps are called the source of the flow of abundance. Ki tehom hu mekor hamayim, for the deeps are the source of the waters. Umaya merumas al shefa, and the waters hint at shefa. Vechoshech hu hayira, and the darkness, the choshech, is fear of God. Kayadua, as is known, vezehu choshech al panei tehom, that darkness is upon the face of the deep, and then we have yirah, upon the face of the deep, fear of God upon the face of the deep. Sheyitrabesh b'midot hayira v'habusha keshemistakel b'mekor hashefa, and that one will clothe themselves with the attribute of fear and shame when they ponder about the source of the flow of abundance. Umilat Panei, and the word Panei, hu his ataklut al davar. It is the realization of the matter. Kemoshaka Tav HaRamban, as the Ramban wrote, Parashat Yitro al Pasuk, in Parashat Yitro on the passage Shemot 2:3, Lo yiyeh lecha v'chulei. There will be no false gods before me. And there was a discussion about whether it was okay to make an image of a false god, which is obviously forbidden, and whether it was allowable to possess an image as the person didn't actually make it. And there's this discussion about that. Al Panei, before me, Yain Sham, and I've already done that. Kemo al Panecha Yevarchucha. And like that which is before you, that will bless you. If we put Hashem Yitbarach before us, then we will be blessed by Hashem Yitbarach. If we put a false god before us, of course there's no blessings because the false god can't do anything. But we will not be in the presence of Hashem Yitbarach. Vezehu al Panei Tehom, and this is before or upon the face of the deep, because there on the face of the deep we are before Hashem Yitbarach. Kesha Hashem Yitbarach noten shefa v'tova. When Hashem Yitbarach gives us a flow of abundance and goodness, az yavo lo mizeh yirah uvusha. Then there will come to that person from this fear and shame. And this thing that comes when we have the fear of Hashem and we're doing Torah study, or we do a mitzvah, or we do tefillah, is the understanding, the new insights that come from doing this particular mitzvah. Hu tehom hu makor hashefa. And the deep, it is the source of hashefa, the flow of abundance. Avomer hakatuv, veruach Elohim merhefet al pnei hamayim. As it says in the writings, and the spirit of Elohim flutters upon the face of the waters. Sheyargil adam b'midah zeh, and a person will accustom themselves to this attribute. Shekol ma shehashem yitbarach noten lo, hu berov rachaman v'chasadav. That all that Hashem Yitbarach gives to a person is because of his abundance of mercy and kindness. Lo lefi ma'asav is not in accordance with the person's works. Umayim nikra chesed kanoda, and water is called kindness, as is known. Vezehu veruach Elohim erchefet al pnei hamayim, and this is, in the spirit of Elohim, hovers above the faces of the water. Kelomar, as is said, Kol ma shehakodesh baruch hu noten lo, everything that the Kodesh Baruch Hu gives to a person, hu rach berov rachamav v'chasadav, is only because of abundant mercy and kindness. V'ruach Elohim, he hashefa, and the spirit of Elohim, she is the shefa. Normally I try to stay away from the pronouns, but this one is important to pointing out that the ruach is a receiver of the shefa. And I thought about it, and I got to thinking, Ruach Elohim is not Elohim. It's kind of like the Ruach HaKodesh is a spirit of holiness. Ruach HaTov is a spirit of goodness. Ruach Elohim is a spirit of, I think, this searching. Elohim on the left side is a unveiling of the revelation. So when we have this spirit of discovery, this spirit of unveiling the secrets of Torah, then we get excited when we discover the secrets, and we also get a little fear that maybe we'll discover something new, or there's something that we're missing, or maybe we'll get it wrong. Going on, Haba'ah mehaborei yitbarach, that comes from haborei yitbarach, merchefet al pnei hamayim, hovers over the face of the waters, hu ba merov chasadav. This comes from the abundant chesed, or comes from abundant water. Umayim hu chesed, and the water is chesed or kindness. U sheyargil ha'adam b'midah hazeh, and when a person becomes accustomed to this particular attribute, the idea that everything we get is because of Hashem's great mercy and kindness, Az hu medabek et atzmo b'midot ha'ayin v'ha'anava. Then they cleave themselves with the attributes of nothingness, being nothing and being humble. Ve'yeh merkeva le'olamot ha'elyonim v'hamzuchzachin. And they will be a chariot for the supernal worlds and the polisher. Hamrumazin be'et hashamayim shebe'arnu le'el. That hint at eight hashamayim, which is what we talked about later, beit et hashamayim, that everything flows from the heavens. I'm sorry we said we talked about that later. We talked about that earlier. And this completes the lesson.